Welcome everybody to the next edition of the Stay on Course podcast. Today we are joined by Lexy Rubin, and she is the owner and creative director of Rubin Design Company, an award-winning graphic design studio-based company in South Florida, serving national and international clients with collaborative strategy. She helps businesses transform their brand vision into smart, powerful design solutions that truly connect with her audience. Welcome, Lexy, to the Stay on Course podcast.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Well, I'm super excited for this conversation, but Lexy, before I get started, I ask all of my guests, what is your favorite food?
I have to say it's chicken parm. Chicken parm, hands down, is my favorite.
I make a mean chicken parm, by the way, Lexy.
I believe it. I believe it.
I do. I make good chicken parm. Wow. Do you make it yourself or do you go out?
You know, growing up, I went to the Cheesecake Factory a lot as a kid, and I always got the chicken Romano. It's like hands down, it's the best.
Okay. Yeah. Chicken Romano at the Cheesecake Factory.
Yes,
okay, we're gonna try all of this. Lexy, I am so excited to interview you. I know you've had quite the career journey. Tell us a little bit before we get started about brand, how you got started in this industry.
Yeah, definitely. So I grew up in South Florida in Boca Raton, had absolutely no artistic training whatsoever, was doodling fairies in my sketchbook in high school, not paying attention to the teacher, which was a big no-no, I know. Went on a big college tour my senior year, and it's funny because I went to like Maine, I went to Massachusetts. I looked at art schools up there, basically the farthest, coldest place from Florida possible. I finished my tour at the Rhode Island School of Design, which is in Providence, Rhode Island, right next to Brown University. And I walked into the first part of the tour. They had us go into the taxidermy lab, which was like, you know, all these animals stuffed. And I looked at my parents and I said, yep, this is where I want to be. And lo and behold, I got in, and that was really like a life trajectory moment to get into that school. I was surrounded by the top talent in the world. It's considered the Harvard of art schools, and I was very fortunate to study there. And then after that, I had an internship at NASA at Kennedy Space Center, which was incredible. I became the first graphic designer to open doors for other students to study there. And I won an award during the internship for the projects that I brought in to that area. And then I started working in New York City, and that's where I really learned the ropes of branding and packaging, because I worked with a lot of big companies like Bath and Body Works. So I don't know if you've seen that movie, Devil Wears Prada.
Yes.
Yeah. So that vibe from the movie, that's exactly like the culture at Bath and Body Works.
Interesting.
Oh yeah.
Paying your dues. It's all about paying your dues, right?
Paying my dues with study everything, designs, hoping they liked it.
Yeah. I you know what? I have not had a podcast about paying your dues. I would love to be able to tell I'm going to do an episode where I'm just going to talk about paying your dues. Because, you know, now today, I don't think the younger generations are paying the dues like we did.
I don't think they are. Nope. I did the coffee runs, did all that. I took a temp job at L'Oreal in Midtown Manhattan, and I did some coffee runs on that job.
Oh yeah, coffee runs. How about garbage? I used to take out garbage and clean toilets. I worked at the Edison recording studio in New York City, and I cleaned. I was there in New York City. I never even talk about this. I did it for a year. I cleaned toilets. I picked up after everybody. I brought them their lunch.
Oh, paying dues. You know what? You have your foot in the door, and it's all about having that one connection that could change everything.
Yeah, if you don't get your foot slammed in the door, which is what happened to me. I had a couple slam doors in my face, but that's a different podcast, Lexy. Let's get into branding. Let's get into it. So tell us where we need to start as far as thinking of our own personal brand as small business owners.
So we want to start with your perception of how people perceive you as a business, right? And especially because AI is really ramping up and it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. Branding is more important now than ever because your brand is essentially like your voice. It's your business's outfit, if you will, of how people perceive you. So you have to get your brand in a good place. You cannot succeed if you're working with a friend or some family member or trying to do it yourself. Like I know a lot of businesses that do that just to try to save some money. You got to work with a professional because there's so much that goes into it that we don't even know about, and it influences the purchasing decision of your customers. It's really powerful. It's like why, Apple spends thousands of dollars on their branding, and Nike, and all those Starbucks. It's like because they understand how important that perception is. You got to make sure you're working with the right company for sure.
Now, can you just give us like a little glimpse of brand? Like when we say the word brand, I think that, the definition of what that is kind of like gray.
A little
Tell us
gray.
it's a lot of gray for me. Tell me about that.
Yeah, your brand is basically it's the first impression people have of you. That's what your brand is. It's like when you get up in the morning and you put your clothes on, like whatever outfit you're going to wear to, start the day. And then you go out and meet people and people see you in the outfit. Like you wouldn't go to a corporate business meeting in shorts and flip flops, right?
Right.
Because they're not going to take you seriously. You would have to
Yes.
dress a certain way to fit in with the culture of wherever you're going and to influence people, especially when they don't know you. Branding is like that. It's like you're influencing people that don't know you, that could be your customers,
Yes.
based on how your business looks.
Yes. And it's your first impression. It's about being ready.
Yep.
Can I just say something real quick?
Yes.
This is why, okay, our LinkedIn has to be so dialed in, okay? Because our LinkedIn, in essence, can be your first impression even before your website, because the LinkedIn is the place where people are engaging and they're seeing you. And so, even more so, do we need to make sure that that is dialed in? Of course, the second piece of that is like what we look like, right? And I tell people all the time when we're here on this Zoom that, like, be camera ready, guys, if you have a business, because you just don't know what time of day someone's going to say, can you jump on a call with me? Hey, Julie is calling me. She wants to go live. And now, it takes you an hour to get ready, but I'm only available for 20 minutes. So if you want to go live with me, I need you ready. So I talk about this all the time, Lexy. I talk about being ready.
Well, have you ever heard that saying, like, you never leave the front door in your pajamas? You always leave with some outfit on because you never know when you're going to get a flat tire.
Right.
And you don't want to get out of that car with a flat tire and you're in like, your jammies with your slippers or whatever.
Well, I mean, it's just like, I just thought about my mother and how she drove us to school for like 4 years in her pajamas. She did.
Yeah,
She drove us in her pajamas. But I think like, it's so different now because we're working. A lot of us are working home and a lot of us don't need to be dressed up anymore. But I'm very serious about this because at least I have that. That's what I always think about. If nothing less, I have the way that I look, professional. I have my background, professional. I've already exceeded everyone else that is not even risen to that occasion. Number 2 is this. Having a professional microphone and lights. So now you look good. This is all branding. Now that I'm thinking about it.
It absolutely is.
Yeah.
The way you're dressing. Yeah. And you know what? The way you dress too, it psychologically influences how you feel.
Yeah.
It really does. There's like a mental quality to it.
Sure. I mean, I'm wearing yoga pants, but no one can see that. I mean, I would tell the people that would work with me, back in corporate, they're like, well, I wear my pajamas all day. I'm like, at least put on yoga pants. At least
Yeah.
be ready to take a walk. That's what I tell people.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
on the top, be ready for business, and on the bottom, be ready to walk.
Yeah, you don't want to see what I'm wearing from the belly button down. You don't want to know.
Yeah, I don't want to know, but like at least for most of us, what we should be doing, all of you guys working from home, sitting at your desk all day, I think you should be having your yoga pants on and your sneakers should be right by your desk. Look at this. I can't make this up. Here they are,
Oh
right
my gosh,
here.
I like the same pair. They're gray. Oh, they're on. Yeah, they're cloud. Yeah, same pair.
These are the best sneakers ever. So I have
Yeah.
my on clouds. I have they're right by my desk. I have my yoga pants on. So in the case that someone cancels, I can go out for a short, quick walk because we live in Florida. All right,
Mhm.
I'm going to stop talking, Lexi. It's your floor here today. But when girls get together like this, we
Oh, I know. Especially with clothing, it's all we talk about. Well, think about this. Imagine going into the grocery store right now and imagine there was no branding on any products. How would you figure out what you're going to buy? Like
right.
if you're going down the cereal aisle and everything was white with big, bold, black text that said cornflakes and had all the information they wanted. And what if you can only use words to describe your product
Yes.
without any graphics on it? Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. Wouldn't it be hard to figure out what cereal you were going to buy or what coffee you're going to buy?
Yeah, it would be. Yeah.
We're all saying the same thing.
It would be because I think we get used to those colors too, right? You
You
see
do.
the color and you know exactly, oh, that's the Heinz or that's the Hellman's,
Or the yellow
whatever it is.
Cheerio for the yellow. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And I
Yeah.
don't know about you, but when I'm in the grocery store, I'm like rushing. I hate being in there. So I'm like, especially in Costco, it's like
It's
you get
awful.
it,
Costco's is the worst.
yeah, you basically shop by colors. Like, okay, I know exactly what I need. Boom, boom, boom. Grab it. Let's get out of here.
It's
Yeah.
just too big. It's too big. That's why I like Trader Joe's. I do love a Trader Joe's run. It's probably one of the only supermarkets I enjoy shopping at.
What about Publix? You like Publix?
No, I hate Publix because it's too expensive.
It is expensive. I know.
But I do like me some shopping online. I do
Oh,
love to shop
especially,
online.
especially with clothing. I love to shop online for clothes.
Really, I like to shop online for food. So I do a lot of like,
Instacart? You do
I do
Instacart?
Walmart. I do Walmart
Oh,
delivery.
great. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because I don't really love to spend an hour or 2 hours doing that task. I feel that my time could be used better somewhere else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like supermarket runs are such a waste of time because the time it takes to drive there, you have to shop, you have to check out, you have to drive home, and you have to put the food away.
I love
That could be a 2.5, 3 hour. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And as a business owner, this is the thing that we have available to us. I think, what can I outsource?
Hmm.
And I can outsource that.
Yeah, and it's for a small fee. It's worth it.
It's worth it. It's worth the $10 or the $100 you spend a year. I mean, that's why we do Amazon. Can you imagine what we would do without Amazon?
I know. So it's funny to think there was a world before Amazon and there was a world before cell phones.
You know what? I got to tell you something. I was a single mom for many years, okay? And I know you know this pain. And when I was working, this was before Amazon became really popular. I would have to go to Home Depot, Target, Costco, and some other specialty store. I would have to go on my lunch break to stop at like 7 stores. Oh, Babies R Us, I would have to go to because my daughter was young. And I'm like,
I worked there for a little, like 4-month job.
oh, really?
Did, yeah.
I love that store. I have a little bit of a shopping thing, a little addiction, like when it comes to stuff. So I was there a lot.
I had a lot of time at Target. Target is my nemesis. I go in, I'm only gonna get the 5 things on my list. And what happens? I always get 10 things, 15 things.
They designed the store for that. Like they designed the store.
They put the scent, like shooting the scent out right in the doorway, so you have like a certain smell. to invigorate the senses. But I'm telling you, that's branding. That's branding. It's
Yeah.
literally manipulating. And you can do that for any size business. I feel like a lot of small businesses that I see, they miss that chance to really accelerate their growth, accelerate their revenue. And it also influences, like, if you're looking to grow your team or get like the right people on your team, your brand influences that too. So it's not just for your customers.
It's
It's also for the
interesting.
staff that you want to bring in. It like transforms a business.
Yes. Yes, it does.
It
And
really
it's
does. These businesses are just relying on referrals. And referrals are great because there's the immediate like trust. If you know someone and they're going to refer you, that's great. But your branding, like the way you look, like the way your website looks and the colors you're using and like the type of photos you're using, if they're high quality pictures and like what you're trying to say in the pictures, all of those things influence the way someone's perceiving you as a business and if they should engage with you. And the thing too is that people shop around, like they read reviews. That's a big thing.
yes.
So they'll look at you and they'll look at like a couple other, like think of a chiropractor, like you're trying to find a good chiropractor, right? They'll, a lot, like I do this all the time. I'll like go to, one website, check it out, make sure they take my insurance, find out what the cost is. But I might look at a couple other chiropractors and sites before I even pick up that phone.
Yeah. So it
And if
really
you,
does influence the decision that everything that
yes,
you're
yeah,
doing, everything you're putting out there, the way you behave. I'm thinking about that you are the brand.
yep. It's like when you go to a networking meeting, right? And you're meeting other business owners, it's like the outfit you're wearing, the way you present yourself, the way you are with people, like that's that's a brand. Like you are a brand. And I think now that AI is ramping up, it's going to be so important that we all uh harness that part of our business, because that's the piece that everyone's going to be craving, is that human aspect of the business.
Yes.
AI can never do, because AI can't do that.
No, it can't. And it can't
Yeah.
be like real and explain the history and all that stuff. I think that's really important. I think
Mhm.
if if the big thing I'm taking away today is like is this I am the brand piece, and you look at people like Alex Hermosi, Cody Sanchez, Gary Vaynerchuk, right? Even Grant Cardone. There's so many of those people that we see constantly in our feeds. If you're a business owner, you're seeing these people and they are the face of their business. They are the brand. Their personal brand is more successful than, whatever company they have. I don't even know Cody Sanchez. I don't know what her company is called, but I certainly know her. And I'm sure do you know Cody Sanchez?
Too, and I know Grant Cardone, and I can tell you one thing about both of them. They spend thousands of dollars on their marketing and their branding.
Of course. I mean, these guys
And
are, yeah,
they but it's because they understand how valuable it is. Like Grant Cardone has a whole course on how to make your money grow 10 times faster. It's like 10x for all
yeah,
business owners. And all he talks about is everything that I do and I know for business owners. And you have first the foundation, the first thing you have to do is get your brand in the right place. And if you've had the same look for like at least a decade, 10 years, you gotta change it up. It's most likely going to be outdated, because like every decade people's aesthetics change, things, trends come and go, and people's like expectations change of like what they're looking for in their mind. So you have to stay relevant to that in order to attain those people. And I mean, we've got so many channels now where we can do that. LinkedIn is huge. I mean, you can get so much business just on LinkedIn with lead generation.
yeah.
But you also have your social media channels. You have Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. I mean, those are other great avenues to build that brand awareness and get people to know you and your business.
Yep. What's the hot thing? What's hot in branding right now? What is the new trend?
I think the trend right now is all about typography. Typography is a fancy word for a font. And there's these big studios that only do typefaces, whereas it's designers that are specializing in the alphabet, and they design the whole alphabet and make it look a certain way. And there's like a whole like geometric science behind it in terms of how to build letters like the alphabet. And typefaces are very hot right now because it's all like your typeface that you're using in your logo, the typeface you're using in like the headlines on your website, the typefaces you're using on your business card. They can all give a certain personality. They can make you look like a friendly, casual business, or they can make you look more serious and professional. Like maybe you're a law firm, you're not going to have like a bubbly or scripty typeface on your cards. You're going to have something a little bit more serious and professional looking. So I think that's pretty hot right now. I'm seeing a lot of like motion graphics being used. I think people are craving this like immersive experience with design, especially like on your website. Like the static pictures and text is very kind of, been there, done that. I think people are expecting more. So we're seeing more video on websites. Video is great. Like I love to use video
Yeah.
for my
Yeah.
clients.
I like that. And what is the trend? Okay, this is what I really want to know is what's the trend for social media? Like as far as, I hear Gary Vee say, "Oh, speak about one thing." And then he says, "No, speak about everything." I think that's what people get lost with. Like what are we speaking about when it comes to our brand and what we should be talking about every time we get on the video?
That's a great question. I think we've been getting the wrong information lately, and the wrong information has been about output, like just put out a ton of content and try and beat the algorithm so you can go viral. So I think people are just like putting out like silly content that might not be really relevant or helpful for the sake of just putting it out there. I think what's the best way to do it is to just be authentic. Be authentic to you, and say what you need to say and how you can help.
Oh my God. Well, yeah. So like if I say what I'm going to say as it relates to my business, that's one thing. But if I say what I want to say because I want to say it, that's another
Yeah,
that's another thing because there's so many things that I want to say and
yeah,
I have this microphone, you know what I mean? So I
yeah.
have the ability to say and be an influencer in this space because I have this thing right here. But that doesn't mean that I can actually say what I want to say, right, Lexi?
Right. That's true. That's true.
I know. So I have to refrain myself. Everyone's sitting there thinking, what is Julie thinking? What is Julie? There's a lot of things I'm thinking about right now. I'm holding back, but I think I might have to do just one rant episode where I
Yeah,
just kind of rant it out because, sometimes that is a thing too. That's part of the brand, isn't it?
it is. Yeah, it is. I mean, it's all about being authentic and, being authentic to what you can bring to the table
Yeah.
and how you're going to be different from
Yeah.
somebody else that does something similar. That's the other thing is we all, unfortunately, in capital America, we all have competition.
You know what the worst part is?
Not to
Okay.
say it's not a bad way, but I mean, it's just the nature of it is that,
Exactly. I think that here's the problem. You know, we are multi-dimensional people, right? As it relates to who we are and our brand, right? There's a
yeah.
whole lot of stuff we have been told not to talk about. We have been told not to talk about, politics,
Oh God.
our divorces, like there's all this stuff we've been taught not to talk about. And I'm like, but that's the stuff that makes us who we are. Religion, what we believe, our faith, like that is the core of
Mhm.
who we are, right? And
It really is. Yeah. And why is there this fear wrapped around that that's keeping us quiet?
yeah, it's really obnoxious. It's so obnoxious. And that's why somebody said, like, this is the reason why people have podcasts, right? Because
Mhm.
now we're allowed, because we have the microphone to talk about the things that are meaningful to us. And I think that, as we move into like whatever's crumbling down before our eyes,
Yep.
and I know that everyone out there, if you're not watching the news, you should be, right? We need to
Yeah.
be knowing.
Let me tell you, AI is like the wild, wild west right now. It
Right.
really is.
I think that's the other part too, is like, what do you believe? What are you going to be able to believe now that we don't know who's who? Some of those people that we're watching on our feeds, they're not
That's why
even real people.
That's why I say your brand is so important. You being authentic to you, especially because AI is going to come out and it already is.
Yeah.
Like you can, with AI now, all you have to do is do a little voice recording and do like a little video of yourself, and then AI can clone you
Yeah.
and make your social media videos for you.
I
And have it
know.
look just like you when you're not even like there.
I think I'm going to put a stamp on everything I do, and I'm going to say, not AI. I'm real. This is
Yeah,
me.
yeah, yeah. I think people are going to crave it. I think they already are because it's already, I think there's a lack of trust already
Yeah, there
because of,
is. Yeah, there is.
yeah,
Here's the thing though. The people that are doing those AI videos, they are afraid to get on camera. That's what it is. You're just
yeah,
too afraid.
yep, that is what it is. I have a lot of clients that don't like to be in front of the camera
It's
that have
so much
asked.
easier, right? It's so much easier. Oh, let me get this perfect text and let me look perfect. But you know what? No.
Right.
No. Then you've lost the whole point of building know, like, and trust. You're looking at a fake person. Now, having said that, I do like me some AI. Okay. I do like it. Okay. I like it for written text,
Yep.
but I think I'm going to have to make a proclamation that I'm not going to use this for video. Like, it's not,
Mhm.
I can't do it. It has to be me.
Yep. Definitely.
And it has to be a real podcast.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The real, authentic versions of yourself is going to be craved now more than ever because of AI.
Absolutely. What else, Lexi? What's the
Oh,
final
let
piece
me tell you,
here?
here's something I hear about a lot. This is something I'm hearing about a lot, and it's influencing a lot of creative design studios. Is a lot of clients are saying, why would I hire a design firm when AI can make my logo for me?
Mm,
I'm starting to hear that a lot. Well, let me tell you, AI lacks the the emotional aspect of it. Like I will tell you that when I'm working on, well, okay, AI, when it cranks out logos, it looks like crap. Like it doesn't look good. It just doesn't. It looks like AI made it.
yeah.
Sophisticated enough. However, it will get better.
Yeah.
Without a doubt, it will get better. But there is something that happens to me when I'm rebranding a business or a product or whatever. I know how to pull like the right typefaces and customize and source like the right illustration if we need it, and pull like those colors together, and I can blend all that together and think about what my client wants personally, like what they like, and also what their consumer is needing to see, and I have to blend all that together into the perfect brand identity. It's really like this magical recipe for success that
Mm,
I believe AI is never going to be able to achieve, because there's this emotional aspect to it. There's the logical aspect of like the skill set that I have and the experience. I'm able to like quickly like grab what I need from different things to make the thing.
mm.
And there's also like a spiritual piece of it where it's like I go on this like intuitive feeling of this feels right. Like everything
Yes.
I design is based on this feels right or this doesn't quite feel right. okay, now I'm going to rework it a little bit. Now this feels good. Like
Yeah.
this based on like my intuitive sense of like what I think is good. And then when I present it and I explain it and I give the options to the business owner, it's like it always works. It never fails, never, not ever. And
Yeah.
then when we launch it out into the world and they start using it, first of all, it's like a breath of fresh air for the business because like they're excited, like the business owner's excited about their new business cards they got, and they love the website, and they have this new confidence that they
Yes.
didn't have before because they've got the new outfit on the business.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
love that. It's
it's
so
so
important. It's so
yeah,
important to feel excited and love what you're doing because, listen, you're going to get beat up when
yeah,
people reject you, right? But if you are super bought into what you're doing and you're sold on your own business, then you become a little bit unstoppable because you're like, okay, next, who's next? Who can I speak to next? It may not
yeah.
be right for you, but it might be right for you. And I feel confident and good. I can I can walk into that room telling myself the right story.
That's right. It's like interviewing, you know, because I've been in the business. I've been a business owner now for 11 years. I think it's been 11 years now. But before that, I would be interviewing for freelance gigs. And it's like when I was right out of college, I remember I was so nervous, right, to go on an interview like, oh, I hope they pick me. I hope they like me. And it's like you lose your power. You don't have power when you go in with that mindset. And something clicked in me where I said, oh, wait a minute. It's not really about do they like me? Yeah, they need to like me, but do I like them? It's a two-way street. And when I
Right.
switched that way of thinking, when I went in for interviewing, it's like my interviewing skills got so much better. And now as a business owner, oh my God, I've dealt with like so many different people, like you wouldn't believe. And you just have to be able to like take things with a grain of salt, roll with the punches. If they're not happy with something, how can I improve? What
That's
can
right.
I do? I always ask those open-ended questions.
Lexi, this has been an amazing conversation. Tell the audience where they can find out more about you and the amazing things that you do.
Thank you so much. I am on LinkedIn and I am on Instagram, Facebook as well. You just have to search Rubin Design Co. and I'll pop up. And then you can also visit me at my website, which is rubindesignco.com. That's a great place if you want to see the type of work that we do and the type of clients we serve. I would say if you're looking to rebrand, and you're shopping around, which I would definitely say shop around, look at the type of work that the company is producing or the designer has. The work is really going to speak for itself and you'll be able to tell like how good they are. So that would be a
Mm.
good piece of advice I have for those that are interested in looking to do this.
Awesome. Awesome. Lexi, well, thank you for being a guest on the Stay on Course podcast. Is there anything else you'd like to tell the audience before we close?
I would like to say just stay focused on all the good things that you bring to the table and don't let anything stop you.
What is the website again people can find you at?
rubindesignco.com.
Thank you, Lexi, for being a guest on the Stay on Course podcast.